Okay, Google, set a timer for 30 minutes. Hardest bit about the COVID test is actually seeing through your tear-filled eyes to read the things and put things in the right place. Oh dear, after you've been sticking things up your nose. I'm feeling, so Annabelle's had a cold. She brought a cold home from school. It's just a cold. I'm fairly confident, but of course I'm not entirely sure, hence the COVID test. And Kim and I have been a little bit unwell the last couple of days. Unwell, it's, you know, not COVID symptoms, just tired, a little bit congested, that's it. No upper respiratory tract issues, no cough, no fever, no nothing, just feeling a bit meh, like you got a cold. So one of the upsides of being a university lecturer during COVID, there actually have been a couple of upsides. One of them has been that because we haven't been teaching students face to face, I haven't picked up the usual bugs and viruses and things that I normally pick up, right? So every autumn, students come to the university from various places and they bring their little coughs and sniffles and colds and what have you. And you know, a cough forms in the lecture theatre in the first couple of weeks, and then by October there's lots of people coughing. November, people are missing, there are more coughs, and then you get it. So every year I get colds and sniffles and that sort of thing. But since the winter of 2019, I've had nothing. I've been really, really healthy. No cold, no cough, no nothing, because I haven't been with students and we've been wearing masks. And of course at the university we've had pretty good infection controls. But it is Friday today. I'm taking a test so I can say, hopefully, it's not COVID, it's just a cold, which means that I can go to work on Monday and give the anatomy session. See, if I make sure, you know, if I do the test now, then I've got the weekend to sort Chris out and say, Chris, I won't be on Monday, I'm going to be self-isolating for a bit, and this is how you run my complicated setup. He's got a fairly good idea. But my anatomy Zoom teaching setup from the lab is a little bit Frankenstein. This doesn't look like good news, does it? I've done a second test. There's the control line there, there's the test line, there's a very faint test line on both. So that means I currently have coronavirus and I am infectious. So I need to report this to the NHS and self-isolate, and better tell Kim. Kim's going to have to do a test, Annabelle's going to have to do a test, Jack's going to have to do a test, Jack's used to testing. Oh no, I'm going to have to tell Chris and Marcy as well and get Chris to run Monday. Oh no. But remember, I don't feel particularly unwell, I'm just a little bit tired. Now considering I have asthma, it's a really good job I had the vaccine, right? There's the vector, she's the vector. It's not your fault, don't worry. We'll give you a test as well, but since you're feeling well now, you might not even be positive now, but I'm pretty confident you're the vector. And because you were quite snotty, weren't you? But you didn't actually feel unwell. No, I just felt out of my throat. Maybe I should know better, but I mean, today's Friday. I was in work on Wednesday, didn't feel it on Wednesday, just felt, ooh, I'm a bit tired, but then I often get really tired on Wednesday. Woke up Thursday and thought, didn't feel particularly ill, just had a sense that maybe I got a bit of a cold. Didn't even think about doing a test until today, and then, oh, right, okay. We haven't got any of the symptoms. I even went running today. Yeah. I ran, normal pace, normal time, normal output, felt okay, just a bit wobbly. So we've got to self-isolate, which means I got to find another game to play for how long we got to self-isolate for? 2 weeks? Wait, should we go to that Lego? Mum. No, I don't think I got it, see? 2 tests for Kim, very, very faint line, and not really seeing anything on this one yet, although it's got another 10 minutes to go, but Annabelle's has got a very, very faint line, so she's positive. Jack lives in his bedroom he's the one that self-isolating would affect least. And actually, if he tests and he tests negative and he's fully vaccinated, that would mean that he doesn't have to self-isolate, so we could send him to the shop for food and stuff. I guess we keep testing and make sure he stays negative. He's got no symptoms at all, you know. The first thing we're going to be missing out on is some beautiful weather, but there you go. PCR test kits have arrived as a second test. The PCR test is of course more reliable than the lateral flow test. Of course, they call it a PCR test, which is for the polymerase chain reaction, which is a method of essentially amplifying DNA using the Taq polymerase enzyme and hot-cold cycles and primers and what have you. But essentially, you're collecting the RNA from the virus. So do they sequence the virus from the sample we send, so they know which variant it is? I'll look it up. I'm guessing they do. It looks like some of the RNA collected for PCR testing gets sequenced, but which ones do and don't. They're selected for a variety of reasons, one of which is viral load and that sort of thing, which makes sense. We've also signed up for follow-up finger prick blood testing of antibodies, which is going to be some months in the future. So we're doing science, except we're not doing the science for once. Instead of me doing the science, I'm being a lab rat. How are you feeling? Okay, 2 days post-test update. All fine. Kim's not feeling too well, but she describes it as having a bad cold. I'm feeling pretty fine. Don't forget, the symptoms that we're feeling are not so much the virus as the immune system has been switched on, and we're getting the side effects of the immune system being switched on. The immune system is distributed throughout the body, so we have signals sent around the body to switch things on, switch processes on. One of the side effects you get in the head then is that the mucous membranes become a little bit swollen, capillaries get leaky, you get more fluid in spaces, which then of course changes the quality of your voice, because the spaces in your skull affect the quality of your voice, and you feel a little bit congested. So it's not actually the virus that's giving you the symptoms, it's your immune system. Sure, your virus has switched on the immune system, but because we were vaccinated, our immune system was primed and ready to fight it, and I am so grateful for the vaccine and for everybody that has limited the spread of the virus so that I haven't had it until after I've been vaccinated. Because I've had friends that have been, and colleagues, doctors, that have been really, really, really ill for a long period of time. They've all described it as the worst thing they've had, and one of my friends really thought he was going to die. Whereas for me, it's been super lightweight, super easy. Don't forget, I only tested as a precaution. I didn't actually think I had COVID. I barely thought I was unwell. I just thought I was a bit tired. Add some data to what? Because you know me, I like data. My watch, my Garmin, collects my heart rate all the time, and I can see all of this data. As I used to be an athlete, you know, runner, cyclist, triathlete, we measure our waking heart rate and we know what it normally is, and we use that so that if our waking heart rate, which now my Garmin measures as my resting heart rate, if that starts to rise, then we think, oh, we're probably getting ill or overtraining and we need to back off a little bit. We use that as our first sign. Looking at my data, my resting heart rate didn't go up, not until Friday, and I think what happened was I went for a run and I just made it all worse. Alright then, let's do this PCR test and get it sent off. Ooh,